So we'll start with our opening topic as we normally do, and that is what's for the news items and spinning. And Jim, why don't you kick us off tonight?
Yeah, I don't really have any news items this week, but what I've been spinning is I got a couple of things here. I was able to pick up this obituary CD, which is a live CD with a couple of tracks on it from 2016, 10,000 Ways to Die.
That's a good one.
Yeah, this is really cool. I got it actually at my local record store, pretty good price. And, I saw it and just thought, I need this for my obituary collection. I guess I do have a small news item. Everybody who tuned in for the live feed of the obituary shows there, I think in September, early September, they were delayed getting the shirts out and stuff due to the hurricanes. So they're shipping them now. They've got power, and
cool.
I saw online they're shipping them out. So that's cool. Another album I picked up was this cool one. Not thrash, not death metal, but more of a German power metal band. Orden, Ogan, The Order of Fear. These guys are wicked. This is their 2024 release. I was actually, and I got to be honest, I've been waiting for this for a while. eBay has been so slow at getting stuff out. But it finally showed up, and that's a wicked album. And lastly, I got this week on release day. Enforced. Billy did a great review on it, for All Father Metal. So he did a killer review. Check it out. But man, this EP is wicked. Like the 3 new songs on it are great. It's got that Deadly Intentions cover is just amazing. And I love the fact this band is so wicked. And Billy, you also did an interview, correct?
Yeah, we went over we chatted about each of the songs and stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wicked. No, I mean, what a band. This band is like everything they put out is just gets better and better and better. And I absolutely love it. The artwork is great. I love it how they kind of stick with this kind of black and white artwork that they've done on their other 3 albums. It's so cool. And I think, man, it's just amazing. And I love the fact they're staying so relevant, and they're getting on a lot of good tours. I think they're getting ready to tour in Europe, I believe. With Gate Creeper, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, they're cool.
Municipal Waste, maybe too, who are from the same place they are.
Oh man, and it was a great interview, Billy. Just such a cool. They've been down to earth guys. It seems like.
Yeah. No, he's cool. Yeah.
No, that was really cool. But that's all. Besides Slayer, which I've been listening to, all different Slayer, and getting ready for our top 10 list of what we're gonna do. That's all I got for you guys this week.
All right, cool. How about you, Billy?
Well, Jim beat me to it because my wood spinning, which just arrived today, actually, from Amazon. But yeah, I'm not going to repeat. I mean, everything Jim said. But it's really quite cool too. I don't know, like so. Jim mentioned the obituary cover, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
that's great.
Another cover called "The Chase Is On."
That's wicked.
By like a British or a UK a punk or crossover band, the English Dogs. That surprised me. I don't know them at all. Yeah. So I got to check them out. They're pretty cool.
Sorry, Billy. Didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No worries. No worries. And then news. So I had a couple items, nothing crazy here, but so just one of the things I always enjoy and was announced this week, maybe more for folks in the U.S. or willing to travel, but the Philadelphia Metal and Beer Fest lineup was announced for 2025. So headliners are really cool. So Exodus, doing the Bonded by Blood album in full.
Nice.
So that'll be cool. And then they have Dismember as the other headliner the next day. And they're doing the album like an ever-flowing stream.
Ooh, good album
in full. Then they throw on, so those are the headlines. There's a bunch of other stuff like Eternal Champion. That's a bit different, power metal. Then you got like Demolition Hammer. That'll be cool.
Nice.
Darkest Hour, Pig Destroyer, and then a bunch of like smaller bands I don't know that well. So that's always cool. And if you're a beer fan, I know Jim and I are for sure. All the bands do collaborations with like some really cool craft beer breweries in the U.S. So you're drinking beer named after the bands or their songs or the artwork. So that's pretty cool.
Wicked.
Also, let's give a nod to Thrash in Canada, the band Hazzerd from Calgary.
Yeah, I saw
Showed
that.
them on like a new Thrash episode we did, but they're pretty cool. They have a new single out called Deathbringer. The album comes out in January 2025. It's called
Cool.
The Third Dimension, so definitely check that out. And then another news item, and I was, texting the guys on this one here, you guys. This one kind of bothered me. So I'm not a Ghost fan by any means, and nor do they meet our thrash definition.
No.
But they're doing like a new major tour, and so they have this rule that no cell phones allowed. Um, so
Stupid.
basically, you walk in through security. I've seen this before in the
Okay.
U.S. actually, not for well, it was for phones, maybe it was, but they give you a little pouch. You put your phone in it, and they use this like magnetic zipper, and you carry
Okay.
the pouch around the whole time.
A
So it's a
pain.
Oh,
pain in the ass. It doesn't fit nicely in your pocket, so that's a pain, and you can't unzip it till you walk out. So yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I mean, we're paying so much for concert tickets. I mean, if you want to take pictures or a small video, I'm not saying stand there and video the whole like show. That's crazy and disrespectful. But I mean, with what you're paying, you should be allowed to take a couple pics or take a quick video. And not to mention, what if there's like a family emergency? What if you're going there and you have kids at home and the
yeah.
babysitter needs to reach you? And like your phone's ringing and it's in a stupid pouch so you can't open. So yeah, I just think that's like insanely stupid. But I don't know.
Well,
What do
it's
you think?
arrogance.
Do you
It's
think
so
that?
arrogant to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
It reminds me more of a Lars thing. Like
Yeah.
get over your Tobias needs to chill out. Like free marketing. I get it if he doesn't want. I know it's a whole show thing about Papa Emeritus or whatever, and he's probably gonna die and come back or whatever. But like, I mean, let's be honest, the free marketing and the free publicity you get
I
from these
know.
things hitting YouTube and that, and I get it. He doesn't want the whole show, but nobody's really and if you can set it so that YouTube will take out like a whole show type thing, but some pics and some video for personal stuff. I mean, just to post on your own
Yeah.
social media. I mean, like you say, Billy, you're paying that much for tickets. I mean, Jesus Christ. And it's just that's crazy. You want to remember, you're paying $500. You want to remember this with some picture souvenirs. Odds are you're going to buy an $80 shirt there and
Yeah, no
maybe
kidding. Like, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. But or I guess I got started on it myself. And then one last news item for the sake of time, just in the Savatage camp. I mean, I think every
Oh,
main
yeah.
fan likes
Yeah.
Savatage. It doesn't matter what your favorite style is. Everybody knows Savatage from way back in the day. So multiple news this week. So we heard that Savatage will finally play again at a festival next year, the Monsters of Rock in Brazil. Now, as I was digging around, like that's in like April 2025, and as I was digging around, I discovered that John's not participating. Obviously, I haven't been able to verify that, but that's what the festival said. So Zach is doing the vocals, and it didn't sound like John was even there for keyboards or anything.
Wow.
So that I was wondering that for like 2 days, and then I was scrolling around at lunch today, and then there was the announcement that John made, John Oliva, that he's been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know how to. Do you guys know this disease? I think it goes by another name too, but Meniere's disease.
I've
Many
heard of
years.
it. Yeah,
I
I've
think it
heard of
has a
it.
more known name than that. But like,
I
yeah,
think so.
unfortunately, that'll just like eat away at you like over the
Yeah,
year. Uh,
yeah,
that and the MS, like, yeah. So I'm
Well,
guessing that's why he's not like touring, being part of the tour, I assume.
yeah, Meniere's is like almost like a kind of vertigo type thing that gets worse and worse and worse.
Oh, it's
So
vertigo?
yeah, it would be pretty hard
Oh,
to
okay.
do something, and I think it comes and goes at the start, like when you first get it, and then it gets progressively worse. I think there's medication that helps control it, but yeah, it can get pretty bad.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah.
yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah, so I mean, Savatage, of course, is most known for this last album that's supposed
Hmm.
to come out
Yeah,
for the last like 15 years. And John said it was ready to go last year, and then he fell and fractured his spine.
Hmm.
Like the last album's called Curtain Call, and his plan was to release that and then do some of the big international festivals, and then that's the official farewell and end of the band. So I don't know kind of what this means for the album or what, but I guess we'll eventually hear.
That's
yeah.
sad
Yeah,
That's
very
news.
crazy.
sad.
Very sad.
He's
Very,
had a
very
rough
sad.
life, right? Like
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
battling addiction, and then of course his brother passing.
Yeah.
Passing away, Chris. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. No luck with the Olivias. Let me tell you. Wow.
no, no. But that's it for me.
Okay. All right. So, in the spirit of Halloween, I just one little short news item. Alice Cooper just announced that he's got new tour dates going for January and February of 2025. It'll be an East Coast swing, and he's calling it the Too Close for Comfort Tour. So it
Mm.
should be kind of neat. I don't know if there's going to be more dates announced, but I guess now that he's finished with the Rob Zombie Ministry tour, which was like last year, now he's going back out on his own. I give the guy props. Like for a guy who's like in his 70s and he's still pretty spry, all the power to him to go out there and do that. So it's pretty exciting.
Ken,
Very,
have
very
you
cool.
seen him? Like, I'm not an Alice Cooper fan at all,
Yeah,
and like I've seen him play live a few times, like
yeah.
maybe 10 years ago in Europe
Mm.
at festivals. But like nowadays, have you seen him? Like, is he putting on like a killer show, or is it
I,
more of just
Yeah,
going through the motions?
yeah.
yeah, he's got a really cool stage show still.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's now got it down to a certain amount of numbers, so it's not as crazy as how it was back in like say 20 years ago with the chopped off heads and the guillotine. He does the Feed My Frankenstein song, and he's got a setup for that. So like he's got it down to a science now, which is good.
His voice is still good live.
His voice is still
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, it's not. I mean, I know you and I were talking before about singers. Like I was saying how Bruce is not as good as he used to be. But then you were saying, well, you could say that for most singers, and that's true
Yeah, yeah.
here. So like he's
Okay.
still pretty good for a guy in his 70s. But
And his last album, I liked his last album. I
yes,
thought
me
it was
too.
really
On the
cool.
road, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this last. I like all his albums. All his
Same with me.
albums are there's not really a bad album he puts out. Not that I can think of.
I first saw him on the Constrictor tour
Yeah.
and seen him on Trash.
Yeah.
I saw him on the same tour 3 times one time because I was traveling for my work and kept hitting him in cities in Atlantic provinces. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I think it was Dirty Diamonds I saw him on.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
album too. I like that album.
But
It's
yeah,
great.
I'd go if he can't, man, I would go see him in a heartbeat. Such a great show.
Yeah, he puts on an awesome show, and he's got a great band. He still has Ryan Roxy on lead guitar. He's still got Nita Strauss in the band. Yeah, like he's got a great group of like musicians around him. So I don't think he ever puts on a bad show. Not that and I've seen him a handful of times, and it's all been good. I've never had a bad experience. But yeah, it's cool. So so for what's spinning now, because it's Halloween and I wanted to get into the spirit of it, I'm a big soundtrack guy. So I have a very, very large collection of soundtrack music, like horror, fantasy, whatever. I have a lot of it. So this week I've been spinning some albums, and the first album that I've been spinning is Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola film from like the early 90s. I love this soundtrack. It's such a fantastic soundtrack by composer Wojciech Kilar. What a great soundtrack. This is one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. So I've been listening to that this week, and everyone knows this. I mean, this is classic The Omen soundtrack with Jerry Goldsmith. I love it. I love this classic horror film soundtrack. It's so great. Been listening to that all week. And here's one that I'm not sure if anyone remembers. I have it. This is Van Helsing's Curse. It's by Dee Snider. He wrote this and conceived the concept. So it's like, I guess the best way to describe it is that it's sort of like a narrated story with music, and it tells the story of Van Helsing and that he's cursed. It's a really good soundtrack. I love it. It's the ultimate Halloween soundtrack. I think this is great. So I've had it for a long time. Came out in 2003, so I don't know if a lot of people ever talk about it, but I think it's a cool soundtrack.
Cool. I figured you'd pull out Ghoulies with Scream Until You Like It by Wasp. I love those Ghoulies movies.
Wait, Jim, as a hint, wait to Thursday.
Okay.
We got something coming.
Okay.
We got something coming, so that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware of that song by Wasp.
Yeah.
They're actually in the video too, which is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny stuff.